Hello, we are talking with David today from Mill Creek Woodworks. David, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Well, this what I'm doing now is really probably uh, an accumulation of my whole life. Okay, and so I've been probably repurposing and recycling things my whole life. I can remember one of the first things that I ever did was I was making one of those coaster carts that you take up on top of a hill and roll down. Okay, and it didn't have new nails, and I can recall straightening a nail several times just so I can nail, and it was dried oak, and trying to drive a nail through dried oak with the wood not pre-drilled or anything. I just remember, like, I must have strained that nail 10 times to get it through that piece of wood, to nail the kind of the axle across the back. So that's kind of really where it started. Grew up, I would say, definitely lower middle class, so poor. So it was all about reusing stuff. Okay, and so I would say this is kind of the accumulation of all that stuff. It's like, it's like I live in an apartment complex now, and like virtually every day, I look in the dumpster to see what somebody else has thrown away, and I fish it out. And sometimes I use the stuff, sometimes I just dismantle it and recycle it. So here on this wall today, there are lots of stuff. There's old golf clubs. There's pieces of piano, bike parts, old license plates, old tools, old fence board stuff. Yeah, it's then there's these nails with numbers on them. They are it's called tie nails, and they were taken out of railroad ties to mark the date or the year that the ties were installed for a potential replacement. This is part of an old wine barrel here. Yeah, you can pretty much name it, and I've probably made it into something else. I think my favorite things to make, however, are the door knockers, because I feel like they're kind of the most intricate. They have a variety of parts. Yeah, you can test them out. A little hollow sounding because of the wall piece. And even the display is old fence boards. So, old roofing.
Now you have some other items on this other wall. We're going to kind of take a walk around to the other side. David makes these wonderful birdhouses.
Oh.
Tell us about this one.
Piano birdhouse. The only thing on this is not piano. It's this little brass fitting here. However, you see there's this piece over here, there's this piece over here, this piece over here. These are part of what is called the action assembly. There's literally hundreds of parts in a piano. Oh, and just and the hanger here is also piano wire. It's piano wire.
Just beautiful. This light?
The light? Well, that's actually my partner's creation. That's a globe.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So parts here, bike parts. It's a nice coat hook. It's a little. It's not for the faint. Let's say it's not for the faint of heart. Okay. And then here you have a coat hook, and it's baseball bat and a glove. It's even got a ball in it. And then the plate that it's made of is a regulation size home plate. Okay, and then you have an old auger with 2 bits. Somebody the other day mentioned that they were a little offended that I had mutilated those auger bits, but not the big and nice one.
And these are more birdhouses down here, the license plate birdhouses.
More birdhouses.
Each are unique.
Everyone is different. Here you have an old water ski with bicycle sprockets on it. Another pipe coat hook. And then here's a coat hook made from the first piano that I've dismantled. I've dismantled about 30 pianos, but this is from the first one, and it happens to be the player piano. It's got the complete home mechanism for the player piano up here, and the hooks are here. And then there's this coat hook shelf, what I think is pretty unique, and then it's got a level in it, so when you're hanging it up, there is absolutely no excuse. Okay.
Well, this is wonderful, David. Thank you for taking the time to show us everything that you create here. So you can find more of David's work. He changes it out almost monthly, his display, at the Emporium Veneta.